Hey guys, welcome to the first ever live Viking Samurai video on YouTube. With me, got a great guest, very respected in the martial arts community, Sifu Alan Goldberg, and he's going to tell us about his upcoming event and why you guys need to show up later this month. Alan?
So I'm the guinea pig, huh? That's how that
You're the guinea
starts.
pig, man. We're going to test it out together. Be smooth sailing, I imagine.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. How you doing, buddy? You doing fine?
Great, man. Great.
Good. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and, let the audience know what I'm doing. It's our 22nd year of doing the event. And we've been stationed in the Tropicana Hotel in Atlantic City all along. I'm a staple there. And they love what we do. We're also one of the largest pieces of business that Tropicana ever had. We've broken records in gambling. We've broken records in drinking. I don't like to admit that, but drinking and food and everything else. But great place. They treat us well. And it is one of the greatest show places in the United States that you can go. 5 city blocks over, I think it's 2,700 rooms. So it's great. You were there. You were with us last year.
I was there last year, and it was pretty amazing, man. I met a lot of cool people. Actually got to interview Michael Jai White in person. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. Don Wilson. Got to meet him in person. Yeah, a lot of great people. And we'll talk about the guests soon, but I highly recommend it. I had a lot of fun. I brought my good buddy from California, Elijah. We hung out the whole time, so it was good to catch up with him. But yeah, it was great, man.
Great place. No egos. Everyone's just having a good time. Not about rank. And this is, I have to bring up to everyone first, because I know there's guys out there that have their mouthpieces. We do not sell rank. We do not have a platinum package. Okay, we don't have those things. And I'll even say right in the air with you, anyone listening live, I have a $10,000 reward. Okay, my words. If anyone could prove that I sell rank, anyone can come with a certificate with my signature on it, because there is no such thing. Okay, it's money in the bank. I'm making interest on that money because no one's been able to do it. Why give out rank when I have such a successful organization? I know a lot of other people that sell rank and give out rank. We won't go there though.
Alan, I got to ask you this. So why and how do you think these rumors even came about?
Well, you're successful in what you do. People come after you. Or when people are morons, there'll always be morons. As simple as it is. People they like to yap, whatever. And I'm the type of person, I put myself out to help anyone out there that's legitimate and will do the right thing for the martial art world. If you're a knucklehead, that's my favorite word. You're a knucklehead, period. Mm-hmm. But let me get into the event anyway. Okay.
Yeah, let's go into it.
It's actually a 4-day event. Even though it's listed as a 3-day event. And here's my little flyer of the event. Nice. And it's January 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. The Thursday is basically a day that we have all the celebrities coming from all over the world, literally. Mm-hmm. And we have a little banquet and dinner. It's a lot of fun. We spend 4 hours and just, talking. We all eat Chinese food and drink and whatever. And I had some great pictures where, one from one side of the room to the other. It's all celebrities packed. But we also allow people that want to come in on a package. We'll take care of that one. On a package that they can come to the Friday night VIP party, and they can come to a Sunday, which most people don't know about. There's a Sunday breakfast with the VIPs. Most people don't know that because there's a special package that I do have. And I don't even publicize it very often, but we do have that. But then we go on to Friday. Friday is the opening day. We open the doors. We have, I'll say maybe 1,000, 1,500 people come in on a Friday. Slow day, basically, but it's all set up. We have a convention services over 27,000 square feet. Our first event that night would be wrestling, collegiate wrestling. Okay. And then what we do after that, everyone goes out and have a good time and party. But during the day, there's an expo trade show, all different type of seminars going on. And be honest with you, people have a great time as if it was Saturday already. They're really jumping into it. But we have something new this year we're adding on during the daytime. We have like the Knights of old, let's put it that way. The battlement and the uniforms with the steel and the swords and everything else. And we let these guys get on the floor and bang away for a couple hours. People love it because these guys go after themselves. And it's wild. But next year we're working on building a whole tournament around that. And that'll be another thing we're adding on as a full-fledged thing. But we have close to about 90 vendors. A lot of people just start to come in and weed in, but it's a great day. That night, we close up about 4 o'clock, and we have a big party down at the other end of the building, the North Tower, and it's a dance party, okay? We have a DJ. We have a musician come and plays guitar and sings and everything. We have a couple of the special ceremonies and things going on that night. And what can I say? They come in. We get up to 1,000 people come in that night, sometimes more. They come in and out. And that's free of charge. We let anyone come in. They got to buy their own booze, but it's free of charge. I put out cheese and crackers and, little fruit and stuff like that. Really, really a fun time.
And that was cool last year, Alan, because you basically got knighted.
Yeah.
That was kind of a surprising ceremony, man. That was cool.
Yeah, I've been saying, it's fake, it's phony, but I'm dealing with the Duke Belavitska, and this gentleman is royalty out of Spain and Italy, both families, and the man's a real deal. I was knighted, okay, and people may not know about it, but there is records going back into the 1600s with this family. Then recently, from the same gentleman, I got invited to go to Spain by the King of Spain.
Wow.
Okay. And this year they'll be giving me the title of Baron.
Okay.
Now, I don't walk around with a robe on. I don't walk around with say I'm so far away from that type of stuff, but I'm honored. I really am honored.
Oh, sure.
It's beautiful. And they're coming in this year to do this whole ceremony, and there's a lot involved. And we're also knighting this year, as I'm the godfather of this gentleman would be, Stephen Hayes.
Wow, that's cool, man.
And Steve is such a wonderful, honorable man. And I've been asked to find someone else, the first one. And don't get mad at me, folks, but Steve was a very dear friend of mine. I think he has the caliber to have a title like that.
Oh, sure.
So we're pretty excited about that.
But that'll be Friday anyway, so why not?
Yeah. That'll be Friday night, and that goes on till usually about 8:30. Then everyone goes down and parties and has a great time. I just obtained today, so people should know, a couple thousand passes to Boogie Nights in the hotel, okay, which usually is a $25 fee to get in. I've obtained 1,000 tickets at least to get in there on Friday. I think Friday and Saturday night if they want to come party. No charge to come in. It's covered by me in the hotel. Nice. So that's another little thing we throw in. Then comes Saturday morning where I drag myself out of bed and get down there. All right. Just to let folks that do come down, we opened up a beautiful shop now with merchandise. I've invested, I don't even want to say how much, but I invested a lot of money to bring all the type of items and rings and jackets and hats and stuff like that. There are over 40 different items. So it's very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And I've sold a lot of it already, believe it or not. Online, people have been ordering it like crazy. One thing, I don't know if I even get this up, but this is one of my new things that we created with the ring. Okay, go to the wrong side over here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Okay, it's a ring with a lucite casing. That's one of my inventions, I should say. I put it together. So, we have a lot of good things going on. Again, we have 50 seminars free of charge. That morning, we have Mr. Melagrino, Guru Melagrino, doing Friday morning and Saturday morning, but they have to pay for it, a full certification class in stick fighting.
Oh, wow.
That's away from our regular, seminars. Sure. Seminars are all free. And we got great people doing seminars, folks. This is not just Joe Smith that works in the grocery store.
Name some of them.
All right. We got Don the Dragon Wilson.
Wow.
Benny the Jet, Cynthia Rothrock, Dan Severin, Ray Mercer. That's a few.
Okay. Yeah, that's a few. Michael Jai White had one last year.
Right. Bill Wallace. Well, we're waiting to hear some more information. Mike might have been called in to do a show, a TV series.
Oh, okay. So he might not actually show up this year.
Yeah. He's dying to. He loves it. We got Ron Hall coming in.
He's cool, man.
A cool guy.
Movies.
There's just so many. You forget the names, but I have about, I say 20 different celebrities coming in this year.
Wow.
Samuel Kwok will be there doing the seminar. We got some great people.
No doubt.
And the seminars are very leisure. It's not a thing you come in, you're looking even to get rank or anything like that. We don't sell $10,000 reward, folks. But we don't sell what? We don't sell rank. We don't do any of that. But these are great people that are giving these seminars. and it builds a camaraderie to what we do there. There are certain people we don't let come to my event. Okay?
Oh, really? Like, who wouldn't be
Oh,
allowed
I
to
won't
come?
mention it, but we have certain people we don't let them come to
Oh,
my
okay.
event.
I couldn't imagine who might that be, but
I'm sorry. But the truth of the matter is that we look for peace and tranquility within the martial art world. And I've only to tell you that I can count on one hand with two fingers, all right, guys that I had to throw out of the place.
Wow. Over like 22 years, only 2 people you ever had to throw out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe 4 tops, so a little bit of drunk on something. But we threw a few guys down the stairway and things like that.
That's funny.
Over the years.
Yeah.
I have a great security team. This year I have about 25 of my students come from all over the country. And they're not even my security team. They're just my students. Then we got other guys who work for us. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of fun coming in. Nobody starts. You get a little guy gets a little drunk and say something, and we take care of it pretty fast.
Hey, Alan, speaking of your students, because some people might just think you're a promoter, but you go way back in the martial arts. You want to talk about that a little bit, because you got a really interesting story from like the 70s.
And I could actually prove what I say.
Proof is always good.
And I'm just a Sifu. I don't use any other title. Okay. I've been doing martial arts now very close to 59 years.
Wow.
Okay. I've started with Shotokan karate and so forth. And then I started into Wing Chun Kung Fu. I'm actually one of the pioneers of Wing Chun in the United States.
Wow.
I moved into, if you want to say, a temple, martial art temple with my instructor when I met him, 1974, Grandmaster Jason Lau. Mm-hmm. And we became best friends. I'm his number 1 student. I've studied with other people during the time. But I said 6 years I lived in a temple. It was the greatest thing you could ever want to think. The stories we could write. Actually, I shouldn't say we can write a book. We're writing a movie about it.
You wrote the screenplay already, you guys.
And we're still together, me and him. I mean, to this day.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not like, you just study someone. We're very, very close. He loves me. I love him. And, we have a great time. And we finished the movie off in the casino, sitting in the cigar bar, having a drink. That would be the end of the movie.
Okay.
So it's going to be cool. But we have a lot of that. And that's my Kung Fu career. I can't talk about some things on the air, but we've had some wild times over the years.
I bet.
They still may be looking for the crime scene. No, I'm only kidding.
It's in that screenplay though, right? Probably.
Well, some of it is.
It's got to be, man. Yeah.
So, we're looking to that to be successful. It should be. Great storyline. And, we bring it all back to what I'm doing now and what he's doing now. He's an amazing gentleman. So,
yeah. Well, tell us about like I don't think he covered like the big dinner.
Yeah.
Hall of Honors dinner. That was really cool last year.
Yeah. We run probably one of the largest dinners in the Tropicana history. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we can get up to 1,000 people in the room per event. When you walk in, it's a football field.
Yeah, it was crazy last year, man. Like, how many people you think were at that dinner last year?
And that was slow because we had the snowstorm.
It was all snowed in, but that banquet hall was packed, I remember.
Yeah, we had about a little over 800 people.
Yeah, okay, that was crazy.
With a snowstorm, with COVID.
Yeah, with all those obstacles, man. But people like came from all over. I mean, my buddy came from California. I came from the Midwest. Like, yeah, people come all over, man.
We got 40 countries show up every year. I just booked guys out of Belgium, out of Israel, Germany. I mean, they come from all over. Countries I can't even pronounce, very honestly. I'm sitting online last night talking to someone. I can't even remember the name. It was so obscured, whatever. And they're telling me, we need to pay. Oh, Vietnam, too. Another one just from last night. Vietnam on an email. Mm-hmm. It's too late for those people. We have representatives out of Mexico. We have a big group out of Brazil. Unfortunately, they're not coming because, watch the news. There's a lot going on in Brazil right now. But we got from all over the world, literally. So it's literally an international event.
Yeah. Well, 22 years. Quick question. What motivated you to start it 22 years ago? Well,
I'm also the ex-publisher of Action Martial Art Magazine that hopefully some of the people know out there. And it got hard to print the magazine. Mm-hmm. No one want to take ads, and you can't ask for a lot of money, number one. And then I'm getting my printing bill, and it's thousands of dollars. So I had to find a way to do something. I'm a great organizer. One thing about me, I sit down and I literally think out what I don't get there and think it out. I do this months and months and months in advance. Sure. And I used to go down to, it was the Taj Mahal at the time, and martial art oriented, like tournaments and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I met the president of the hotel, and basically took me and said to me, come here, I want to show you something. He shows me this banquet room down there. And I said, well, maybe, not. So years later, he got transferred and he took a new job at the Tropicana. Now, the Tropicana, again, is 5 city blocks, one of the greatest places to go down for a weekend. Really, really is a great place.
Sure.
And he brings me up to this room. I walk in again. It's a football field. I said, I can't fill this. He goes, no, we take it. We split it down the middle and half, whatever. And we had no expo or anything. I just ran a dinner. And we filled it that we were putting cafe tables in the room. There was no more room to fit full tables. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that was the largest catered event they ever ran.
Wow. Wait, your first year doing it?
My first year.
Yeah, there you go, man.
My first year out. And it was a great event. I had to be honest, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I started studying everyone else. I mean, I named them people like World Karate Union, other guys that had martial art events. I'd go to them and watch what they do. Mm-hmm. And I still support those guys to this day. I'm out there. I'm the type of guy, you needed help with something, I always try to help you. I do other things behind the scenes people don't know. Like I take care of people that are having hard times with things. I just do it.
That's
okay.
Great.
And hopefully God will watch out on me one day. Don't lock the doors on me, let me in. Don't
Karma's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about karma. Anyway, let's not. Okay. So, and I went off and, he said, go fill this room. So I did it the first year. And I got friendly with some of the guys down there. A lot of guys are martial artists, believe it or not. And he said, why don't you do something, put some booths out and whatever. I said, where? He goes, we're in the hallway here. One of the big shots in the hotel, VP, says, no, go to the convention room. And I said, I can't afford it. It's 27,000 square feet. I said, I can't afford to do that. And he goes, try. And we loaded the place out. Okay. And then we start bringing in different type of tournaments, and I got arm wrestling now and so on and so forth. There's some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
We have a full women's tournament this year, regular karate. We have Kyokushinkai coming in. 8 different tournaments we got going on this year.
Wow.
And it just keeps the room hopping. And it's like Disney World for the martial art world. And guess what? We're open to the public. Okay. Mm-hmm. Unless you get drunk, unless you're doing something stupid, you can come in. Okay. And it's all about seeing your friends and stuff. People, it's like a reunion to most people, what we do.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, how much are the tickets, though?
Tickets are $49 for a 3-day pass.
Oh, for all 3 days? Wow.
And they get everything, like I mentioned before, free of charge, except for the banquet.
Yeah, the banquet hall dinner, that was really special. That's really cool. Like, how much is that, so people know?
As a guest, $169 for the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm. But that's worth it. Oh, so the $169 including, that includes the full 3 days and the banquet hall. So you don't got to worry about the $49 if you're paying you said $169?
Yeah. Nope.
Okay, there you go. Boom.
So
nice.
It's an event, and then when I have guys, I'll be honest, even Bill Wallace didn't want to come the first year or two. And now Bill just loves the event, because you're going to see more people in that one weekend. You would see 10 different events together.
Yeah, no doubt. And guys, you need to go there because hopefully all these guys will be around for a lot longer, but they're all getting older. So this is your chance because you never know what happens. You gotta see all these guys and appreciate them and interact with them while they're still here. And like I said, hopefully they'll be here for a lot longer. But
folks, I have to tell you, this is just called silver highlights. It's not gray. So remember
that. Guys in the audience watching, you got any questions, throw them in this chat here. I'm going to go through it to see if anyone asked anything. So let's see. Oh, this is actually kind of a cool question. If you want to answer this, Alan, I don't know if you see it popped up there, but Sam said or asked, what red flag should a person who has never done martial arts look for when looking for a dojo to train at? Great question.
It's simple. People should explain what they do, how they train, and what it is. Not about their made-up history. Mm-hmm. Okay? And you'll find out about their history. But their training is the most important thing you look for. I've walked in and looked like a gazelle that's pregnant trying to jump. I mean, it's just, look at guys doing things, and it's terrible. But I've been teaching. I still got my school. Okay. I've been teaching for many years, and I never throw shit at people about what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You got to try. You got to come in. But if you got a guy that all he talks about, I was in the military, I did this, I did that, and I go, don't need to talk to people like that.
Yeah. You gotta. I'd say if I answer that, watch a class or two. If it's a belt system, really watch the higher ranking people, because you'll see if they're sloppy, then you may need to question the class and the caliber of talent in there and skill.
That's an old thing I always say. Watch my students. Okay, go talk to my students.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see. I mean, I again, not to brag about people that I've got some very, very tough guys. One of my top students that you've met is Demetrius Oaktree Edwards.
Yeah, that guy's got a he was a professional boxer, right?
Yeah, he's the one that broke Mike Tyson's ribs.
There you go.
Okay, but he's also retired, like Razor Ruddock, Bonecrusher Smith, Victor Galante. I mean, he was a monster, and his fight was a pro fight to fight Spinks. He would have beat Spinks in a heartbeat, and they put someone else in called Mike Tyson, and that's when Mike got the title. So my guy got screwed on the title shot, but whatever. His life is life.
Yeah, man. What a beast though. That a nice guy, but could probably kill most people within 10 seconds if you got on his bad side.
Oh yeah. 100%.
We see what other so leave that guy alone. Be nice to him. Let's see what other questions people came. Oh, Radiation Princess sent me a super thanks, $10. Cool, thank you. I'm gonna buy some Starbucks coffee with that or something. Let's see. Okay, Radiation Princess said, tell us more about the tournaments. Who's fighting? How do they qualify?
It's all amateurs. There's no pro fighting there. So they have to come down and speak to the people at the desk. I don't take care of the tournaments, basically. It's just part of what I do. They have their own insurance and their own setup and whatever they do. So I don't really, but we have some great stuff going on, so people can see it,
Oh, so these are probably like if they were local dojos, and I mean, I guess that's a great venue because they're surrounded by martial artists and good place to have a tournament then.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
And when you're not busy and you're waiting for your rings to be called, you just walk around the expo.
There you go.
Yeah. Or take a seminar,
Here goes another question. Ishmael, who wins a one-on-one fight between Michael Jai White and Bruce Lee? Okay, why don't you answer this, Alan? You know Michael Jai White.
Bruce Lee is dead, folks.
He died a long time ago. Hypothetically, if you were still alive, let's say they're both, just for fun, let's say they're both 30 years old.
Well, let me put.
Is that Michael Jai White calling?
Yeah, let me put it this way. Mike is a big dude.
He is a big dude.
Okay. Mike knows how to fight. And people don't know this. His nickname was Bam Bam.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. That was his nickname when he lived out in Connecticut.
Why?
Because he got in fights every day.
Like just on the street?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Like, why, though? Because he's definitely not the bully type. So why would people be messing with him? He was younger. Physical presence.
When he was younger, he was a tough kid off the streets. Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. And Oaktree and him fought once years ago.
Oaktree and Michael Jai White fought. Who? Okay, yeah. What happened?
In a little tournament match, more than anything else. Mike was unhappy. Let's just put that. Mike will tell you the story. And Mike and I are good friends. Yeah, Mike will tell you the story that he felt it for months. He goes, when Oaktree hit him, whatever. He said, I never got hit like that in my life. And many people have said that.
Well, Mike Tyson, broke the ribs. So, yeah, that's...
I'll give you a better story. Yeah. Victor... No, it wasn't Victor Galante. It was one of the fighters. I met him out in Vegas. And he was out there and he's talking. I walked over and we started talking about guys, fighting. So he goes, I said, yeah, my guy was known as the hardest puncher ever met by Muhammad Ali and a lot of other fighters. They said the guy never felt anyone punch like him.
Wow.
He goes, no, I'm the guy. I'm the hardest puncher in the world. And I went, okay, no problem. I pick up the phone. I call Oak Tree up and I say, what? And I mention the guy's name. I'm just senior moment. I forgot his name right now. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned the guy's name. And Oak Tree goes, yeah, I know him. He goes, I retired his ass. I broke his jawbone. Wow. And he didn't even remember my guy's name. He was going back, giving the reverse what I mean right now. And how did he not remember? Well, I guess he didn't want to remember. But my guy Oak Tree broke his jawbone. And even, well, I wouldn't say the jawbone. It was like the eye socket right above the jawbone.
Yeah, the orbital. Jeez.
Yeah. And you saw it. It was very deformed at his age now. He just passed away recently, too.
Oh, that sucks. Wow.
So, yeah, Oak Tree was a bad dude, just like Michael Jai White's a bad dude.
And Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Well, Bruce Lee never fought. That's the
whole thing. You don't know that, though, because there's stories that he got in street fights, too. Especially in Hong Kong.
No, the guy that fought in Hong Kong was Wong Sheng Leong, who was a very good friend of Bruce Lee that hung out with him. He's actually the guy that brought him to Yip Man. Okay, and Wong Sheng Leong was the type that went out and challenged everyone in the streets and got in fights.
Oh, okay.
And Bruce Lee would go occasionally. He wasn't a fighter. Maybe he got a fight here and there. I'm not saying no, but he wasn't a fighter.
He did have that boxing match in high school where he beat the inter-school regional champion. And that was before he really obviously developed his GQ.
Not to take anything away from Bruce Lee. Not at all. But I'm just saying there are fighters. I'm not a fighter, but I'm a guy that will break your fucking... No, I'm saying I'm a guy you don't want to fool with, but I'm not a fighter. Okay? Michael Jai was a fighter. My guy Oak Tree Edwards was a fighter.
Sure.
They love to fight. So, they were
and they fought each other back in the day. That's cool. Let's go over some more of these. I want to say thanks to James West, $3 super sticker. My buddy Cinematic Tendency. Hi, guys. Hey, what's up, man? And then, we got Sam again. What actor, actress you have seen on film that you believe is the worst at representing martial arts? Example, Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. So is there any, actor who was on a TV show or a movie that you just thought was a horrible representation doing martial arts?
I'll go. They're actors.
Some of them can pull it off.
Yeah.
Somewhat, believable though. Like Matt Damon, people gave him crap. I thought he looked good in Bourne Identity, but they did cut the film fight scene a lot to make him look good.
Remember Beiling, the movie actress woman? Well, you got to look her up, Beiling. She was at my event one year. And we were talking about her martial arts, and she goes, I don't know martial arts. They would give me.
Oh, she doesn't know martial arts?
No.
But she's in martial arts movies, right?
Yeah. Well, she did some movies that had martial arts in it.
Okay.
And she looked great.
Okay.
Never studied a day in her life. So, again, back to the acting, And some guys just can't act. That's all I'll say.
So, yeah, some guys can't. That's for sure. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, Remo Williams, my wife Diva says hi to you both. Well, hi, Remo Williams' wife. What does this guy say? Lawns, cardio, and fitness. Should I train and spar at a fight gym if there's no waiver in place at the facility? Well, I don't think that's very smart for a gym to not have that in place.
It could be in a garage somewhere too. You never know. So,
yeah, I mean, so
that's a choice you'd have to make. I don't know. I don't agree. I mean, these places all have waivers and all have different type of insurance policies and things like that. You got to look into for your own self.
It really depends what you want to get out of it. Like for me, sparring is like when you get to a higher level, you're really trying not to hurt the other person.
Right.
Trying to learn. So you pull stuff. If you're like, if you really want to fight somebody, then I think there's way more cons than pros to it. So again, like you said, you got to make your own decision about that, man. But finding random people in gyms, I don't think is the smartest thing. Because what do you really get out of it aside from
I'll give you one great story about that. Really good. I was promoting a fight with Don Wilson, and Eddie the Butcher was his name. And we were going great. It was Tropicana Toll, how we had the fight at. And we were doing great. And all of a sudden, Don calls me up 3 days before the fight. Because I went into the gym, and I got into the ring with some guy. And he broke my ribs.
Really? Wow.
Nobody knew because Don was up for a lot of money for the fight.
Oh yeah, keep that a secret, like Van Damme in the movie Lionheart. Don't tell anyone about that rib.
That's exactly the story.
There you go.
Don went in with a broken rib, covered himself up the whole fight, and fought and knocked the guy out at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, Don's people look at Don and think he's a pretty boy out there. Don is one tough customer. I am telling you that. I was his corner man a couple times. I promoted his fights, whatever. Don's a tough guy.
Yeah, he's the real deal. And I know he's still training and wanting to have a comeback fight. Do you know if there's any update to that?
No, but I'll find out more once he gets down to my event, because we'll talk for hours, me and him.
Yeah,
Don is a wonderful human being. No, he doesn't do cocaine. I don't do cocaine. We don't do drugs. We're just good friends, and occasionally we have a drink here and there. Mm-hmm. So, he's the type of guy you want to be around, because he's a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, obviously I interviewed him here on Zoom, but meeting him in person and talking to him, he's just got a lot of energy. He's fun to talk to. So, yeah, you guys, there's a lot of reasons to go to the event, Don being a really great reason, but a lot of other great reasons too.
Yeah, you got to wind him up and unwind him, because he can go all day long. God bless him.
All right, let's see what else we got. This guy is Wesley Snipes, a proper martial artist. Wesley Snipes is an amazing martial artist with a deep background. 100%.
I know Wesley personally. Okay. I was there when he did his show years ago, right? I think it was before Blade. He did the show, the Vampire series. Wesley is a very good martial artist. He still trains. Mm-hmm. He's still with a good friend of mine trains. And I've been promised that he's coming to my event every time.
I was going to ask that because, Wesley's freaking awesome, man. So he should totally be at your event someday.
Yeah, even Michael J. White spoke to him about coming. Lamar Thornton was one of his instructors, and Lamar and I are very close. And every year he wants to come, and he's coming here, and he's going to come, and whatever. A lot of guys are very deceiving. You don't know, but he's a real deal. He's stuck.
Oh, I have no doubt, man. Like you could just tell watching him, like in Passenger 57 or the Blade movies, like you don't just move, like you don't just learn that if you're an actor. You had to have studied for a very long time.
Oh yeah, he did his show, and he was jumping and kicking all over the place. Mm-hmm. And people didn't know. They looked. I got another one. One of my best friends is Chuck Zito. People don't know.
That's a badass.
Yeah, Chuck's a very well trained martial artist, above and being the president of the Hells Angels. But Chuck's is a bad dude, and one of the sweetest, nicest guys you want to spend time with.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of badasses seem to be that way, because they probably really don't want to hurt somebody. So which is good.
Well, let me put it this way with Chuck: you screw with him, he's going to hurt you.
Okay, but again, it's about respect and being reciprocal. So as long as you're showing respect, then everybody's good, of course. Let's see what else do we have here? Oh, this guy, Perry fan. Have you had any time spent with some of the Asian martial artists like Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, Sammo Hung?
I met Sam many years ago. Not much. The English was very bad at the time. Jet Li, I met at the UN. We spent a few minutes talking. I've been blessed meeting a lot of movie stars over the years. Like Joe Piscopo is one of my best friends.
Oh, nice.
I have coming in just cleared the other day. I don't know if you know Phil Morris from Mission Impossible, the Seinfeld show, but Jackie played Jackie Childs, the lawyer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's cool.
Very, very well-trained Kung Fu man.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and you go look at his IMDb. He's got a million things he did. He just did the Doritos commercial. He has a series of Dorito career. But that's one of my friends. He's part of my school, even though he's not my student. But he's trained with us many years. Cool. And he'll be coming down to my event. I'm actually opening my event up this year. Very, very. We got great. I forget who's coming. We got.
Is Chuck Zito coming?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Oh, he is. Okay, because I didn't see him last year.
No. He was doing No. His best friend just passed 2 nights before him, so he couldn't go. It's like one of the first ones he's missed. But Chuck is a very dear friend of mine, and we hang out. We go out all the time. So I'm going to be happy to see him. I haven't seen him in a little while since COVID.
This guy asking another hypothetical fight question. Herb Perez, Olympus from the WMAC Masters, which was a really cool show back in the 90s, versus Jeff Speakman. Who wins?
I'd have to say probably Jeff Speakman.
Oh, yeah. Kenpo 5.0, he evolved it, man. They got the ground game now. It's Jeff Speakman.
Yeah, Jeff Speakman. He's an exceptional martial artist. exceptional human being. But I don't know Perez, but I kind of know Jeff. Let's just put it that way.
You got to get him at your event.
He's been there. Jeff has been at my event.
He's not coming this year, though.
No, I mean, here's what happens, and I don't mean this in a bad way. If anyone is listening, I'm only allowed to spend so much money to bring people in.
Yeah, sure.
Because otherwise, I'm just done an event to, for no reason. I've done it where I lost my shirt because it cost me like $40,000 to bring people in. I don't pay these people. I just give them expenses. But when all of a sudden one year I had 40 celebrities at my event.
Wow.
Got a cost. So Jeff wanted to come. I've had Billy Blanks wanted to come this year, but I just said the other day I had Ernest the Cat. You don't know if you from WWE. They call him the Cat is what his nickname is. Big wrestler. If you look him up, you'll see him. And I just at this point I wasn't able to get him to come in. To go again and cost a certain amount of money, and I love to have everybody there.
You can only have so many though.
Right. A lot of guys that had to cut off this year.
Yeah, this guy, Mr. Thieves, that's a good one when you're going to have Jeff Speakman on the show. Oh, so I got his contact info from our mutual buddy Prince Garius, the Aikido master.
Okay.
So yeah, I will definitely do my best to get him on this year. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Good man.
He would be an amazing guest. Yeah, definitely. Well, we knew it was coming. Remo Williams, is Frank Dukes real? I'll answer it first. I'll say yes, he's real. I know him.
He's alive. He breathes.
Live person. Yeah. So
like next question.
Yeah, he's real, man. Like I talked to him on the phone. Okay, this guy, Sam again. Oh, here goes a good question. If a man can break 10 bricks with his bare hands, then why can't a person crush a human skull in a similar fashion?
It's different. You're talking about a solid, basic object that is not moving or has, spinal cord attached or anything else. Okay. So it's a different strike.
Yeah.
It's not going to react the same way to the energy and power.
Yeah. If anyone could do it, it'd be your buddy Oak Tree, though. So
let me tell you something. When we used to spar, I would never want to get hit by him. I'd be honest with you. I've seen him take heavy bags filled with water, 300 pounds, and hit them and flip them.
Jeez.
I don't mean knock them down. I mean flip them completely 360
300 pounds? Yeah. That's ridiculous, man.
His sparring partners would run from him.
Of course. They don't want broken ribs, too.
Tim Witherspoon, okay? We were at his training camp right before he won his title. And I never forget that it was me, him, and Joe Lewis, the fighter, was a dear friend of mine. The three of us walk in, and here's Tim in the ring. And Tim's going, he's knocking out opponents like crazy. You got to see, he was doing pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And he looks, he goes, Oak Tree, what are you doing? And Oak Tree goes, hey, Tim, whatever. He goes, you mind if I get in, put a pair of gloves on, come in? And Tim Witherspoon said, no, you hurt people. Nope. Don't want you in the ring. You hurt people.
Yeah.
And that was it. We just watched after that,
Yeah, sure, man. That's funny. Super thanks sticker from Sam, $20. Thank you, Sam. That's awesome. And let's see what else.
You making a lunch here? You getting all these stickers here?
Hey, man, I get some donations coming in. That's awesome, man. Helping support the channel and everything. Let's see. Anybody else? A lot of people in the comments love Wesley Snipes, of course.
Nah, he's good. And, he's a good man. We've hung out.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy, man. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's cool. That's the word for him. He is a cool guy. Just slick. Everything he does, the type of floats,
Yeah.
He's definitely cool.
Fighting Games Den. What's your thoughts about Don Wilson always talking crap about Dukes when he knows that if it wasn't for Dukes, he would never had a film career because his first movie was a ripoff of Dukes' story? Well, Don actually said, like Blood Fist, Roger Corman did kind of take Bloodsport, make Blood Fist. So from that, I think he did show gratitude. I don't think he has any issues with showing gratitude for that.
Not when it comes to that. And can I say something?
Sure.
Don is a real martial artist. Next.
Okay. Yeah, Don's amazing, man. Let's see. Are the fighters from Kung Fu films Punch of Death legit? Yasuki Karuta, Sonny Chiba in the back in the day Street Fighter films. Sonny Chiba, definitely. They're the guy I don't know.
Sonny Chiba would break you in half for no reason. He was a tough dude.
Do you know the other person, that Yasuki Karuta?
I know the name. I don't know anything about him, though.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, cinematic tendency. When it comes to a well-done martial arts choreography fight in a movie, which one comes to your mind first?
Truthfully?
Mm-hmm.
The Transporter.
Oh, really? With Statham? Yeah, those were pretty good.
Statham's a friend of mine, too.
Get him to the event.
Yeah, well, that's a whole. I can't go on the air about it, but anyway.
Okay.
But Jason Statham is one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet in your life.
Wow.
The guy is amazing, nice, cordial. I mean, there's a video up with me and him and Chuck Zito and Dr. Bob all hanging out and drinking.
Sure.
Don Wilson's there.
Mm-hmm.
We've been, I've been with him a few other times. But what a wonderful. I have a quick story about that.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out at a bar, and I'm with him and Randy Couture. And I'm hanging out with the two of them, and they're both of them a little tipsy, They're just, feeling good. And I'm sitting there, and I don't drink too much, So I had one beer. I think I nursed it the whole night. And I look at him. I go, listen, I got to go, guys. I got to get up early in the morning. I got work to do. So he's, oh, mate, and they're hugging me goodnight, and we're talking. So I see my son standing behind me away from the bar.
Mm-hmm.
My real son.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
And I grab him and I throw him in the middle of the two of them. And I say, guys, good night. And they go, who are you? What are you doing here? And he goes, well, I'm Alan's son. Well, they took this poor kid out the whole night.
Oh, wow.
And my son went home with a smile on his face, like, I just hung out with Randy Couture and Jason Statham the whole night drinking. He goes,
yeah, that's awesome.
He was my son. They treated him like gold. So
yeah.
He always thanks me for that.
He's basically in an Expendables movie with those two guys, man. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
I went to the movie one night and I looked, I says, I've had either lunch or dinner with most of the people in that movie already.
Yeah. Fighting Games Den. You know why Lauren Avedon has a beef with Jeff Speakman? I don't know anything about that. Do you?
Me neither. But you know something? Everyone has a hard on for somebody. So.
Yeah, everybody's got their guy. Let's. Your thoughts on some more or less unsung martial artists like Lorenzo Lamas or Lauren Avedon? Well, Lorenzo Lamas is freaking awesome. Everybody watched Renegade back in the day, and I'm happy to announce I will be interviewing him later this year. I already got his contact info. Special shout out to Jeff Langton who hooked that up. But yeah, we're gonna get Lorenzo on.
Just my love to Jeff. I know he's coming out of an operation now. He's feeling a lot better. Got a lot of my friends are in the hospital now with different things, and just God bless you all. Come through this well, But also Lorenzo Lamas is an excellent martial artist.
And another guy that would be amazing at your event someday.
Yeah, he was going to come a few times. See, when you're dealing with the movie industry, you're dealing with guys that get called on things immediately. Like when Phil Morris, this weird, realized he had nothing to do on the schedule, he called me up immediately. Because, man, I want to come this weekend. I said, no problem. Feel free. Look up his career. And he was the top student of Hawkins Chung. People don't realize. And Hawkins Chung was a tough Wing Chun man from Hong Kong. He's his top student.
Wow. Perry fan, best representation of martial art in film.
Jason Statham.
Going back with him. I'm going to go with Bruce Lee, man. Enter the Dragon, because that was really the breakout that inspired the world, including to today.
Yep. I agree.
Bruce Lee had it all, man.
There was no other movie ever like that. I don't care how many they tried. There was nothing like that. And there was a guy that actually copied the Bruce Lee movie and said he made a movie that was like it.
Yeah, I have no idea who that would be.
Yeah, it was Bruce Lee was the one that really did a movie like that. But that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. Oh, here we go. Ishmael again. Is the Lady Dragon Cynthia Rothrock legit?
100%. I know her over 45 years. I know her from fighting in Chinatown. She would come out of Pennsylvania and fight in Chinatown's tournaments. Okay.
She posted some stuff on Facebook not too long ago from her early tournament days. So there's like proof of that.
No, she's legit. She's fought. She's done a lot of things. She paid her dues when it comes to it because she was like one of the only women out there fighting. So
Yeah, she's pretty badass, man. Everybody when I was growing up always knew her as the the hot girl in the martial arts films. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, well, Terrence, T-Virus Terrence. What's up, Terrence? Wesley Snipes versus Michael Jai White. Who would win?
Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
What? I don't know, man. Like Wesley Snipes, there's something about him, dude. That is a true
I
alpha.
am telling you, Michael has a lot of hidden.
I'm not discounting Michael Jai White. I'm more like talking up Snipes here than I'm not. I would never discount Michael Jai White.
Snipes may not work out like it. Michael works out all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what Snipes' training is like here. He did lose a lot of weight and got a lot thinner. I don't know if he just wanted to lose weight or if he's got sick or something. But Michael Jai White's still like, even though he's older, he's like in his physical prime in a lot of ways.
Now, I knew Wesley, and people must know this. I don't like it, but when he went to jail for the tax evasion type thing, he was set up.
Oh, really?
That was a total setup. Okay, and how I know, his wife brought me into the trial, into all the paperwork of the trials, and he got set up, the poor guy. So
you think the IRS just wanted to set an example and have a fall guy?
Well, it wasn't the IRS. It was a lot of other things involved besides the IRS.
Interesting.
And, I saw the legit paperwork that was going on at the time his wife was sending me. Why, I don't know, but she was sending it to me. And she kind of would talk to me about this stuff. And, I felt terrible. So people out there that think, oh, the guy got locked up. No, the guy didn't do anything. The guy got screwed by the lawyers and the accountants and the IRS and the government. So, Wesley.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Bless you, man.
At least he's been out and he's had like a good comeback lately because he's getting in like these bigger budget films like the sequel to Coming to America, for example.
He's really taken off again. Talented actor.
Great actor. John Wick or Blade in fight? I'm gonna say Blade. Blade's a superhero, man.
You got John Wick is a character that does some martial arts, but Wesley got a lot of the real stuff.
Sure. Aqueous, what did you think of the opening scene of Steven Seagal's first movie in 1988? Of course, that would be Above the Law. Did you have any idea it would turn the martial arts world on its head like I did? I thought that was phenomenal, man. Back in the day, and even in 2000, when I was training with my Kempo instructor, we would examine and watch the Seagal film. So I started really getting into Seagal in that era. I was more of a Van Damme guy growing up, but then he gave me a lot of appreciation, helped me appreciate Seagal. But anyway, what did you think about that back then?
I loved the movie. By the way, did you get in touch with Seagal?
I did talk to him on the phone last year, man. And it was an amazing conversation because he totally just sounds like the guy from the movie. I felt like I was talking to Casey Ryback or something.
He lived right out here, so I saw him occasionally, and he wrote, we were supposed to meet in Moscow. Okay. And then the war started out.
Yeah,
that kind of burnt it out. But nice guy, and he's told me some very interesting stories over the years.
Oh, sure. He's got some stories, man. He's cool though. I hope you get him at the event someday, and I should get him on the channel someday.
I was supposed to have Chuck Norris at my event twice.
Really? Wow.
And I was in contact with him and his wife those whole time, and I knew Chuck already. But you deal with the actors and people like that, their schedules are so screwed up. They don't know what they're doing tomorrow sometimes. Their assistants know, So it's very difficult with those people.
Yeah. Let's see. Results may vary. How do you feel, Alan, about action movies in general in these days? Do you feel that we still get good action films, or is this genre not as magical as in the past?
Nah, not as magical. And everything with CGI or doing, I did a movie recently, I say about 2 years ago, and I had a part I was on top of a roof guiding a helicopter in. And I did this scene, and they put the CGI of helicopter behind me. You could not tell the difference.
Wow.
But I could, because when I looked at it, I looked for little things. But the CGI just doesn't have that, fist in the face, pop him in the mouth. It don't have it.
Yeah.
When a guy gets, and a lot of actors years ago, their stuntmen allowed him to get hit. You don't see that now.
Yeah, there's just something different because even if you're filming that scene in a film and it's a movie, like back in the day, there would literally really be like a helicopter there or something, or yeah, they just do everything in green screen. I think we just intuitively know it's fake, right? Whereas before, like you have a car flipping around, it like that was really a car flipping around that was on the film. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we got here? Sam, what are your thoughts on AJ Von Bacher? He seems his own biggest fan. I would say he is his own biggest fan. This is a guy, by the way, that said he could beat Michael Jai White with one kick.
Yeah. I know Michael, and again, I see him fight. I seen this guy. No disrespect. Mike's a badass.
Michael Jai White's cool, man. But like this guy and I had a falling out. I don't even want to think about him, to be honest, but I'll just make a quick comment. I think he's a delusional, pathetic clown that gives the martial arts a bad name. I actually told him after I interviewed Michael Jai White, because he kept going after him disrespectfully. Like, if you want to critique somebody, that's fine. But if you're just going to be disrespectful in general about it, then that's where you got to draw the line, Matt. It's like, so I had to disassociate with him for a couple of different reasons, and even asked him, dude, just, you're making yourself look bad by keep putting out these anti-Michael Jai White videos. And he stopped for a while. But since me and him had a big falling out, I don't know what he's doing. I don't really care these days. But yeah, man, he's I don't even want to think about him. So I'm not gonna.
You made him famous.
I did. You know what's funny? So I put out a video that I did with Urban Combatives Netherlands. Really cool guy. Also from the Netherlands. That's a great video, and he's another guy that AJ pissed off. And if they ever run across one another, that guy will literally probably send AJ in a coma for like a year in the hospital within 10 seconds. But where I'm going with that, Alan, is I put out a public apology to Michael Jai White and his fans at the beginning of that video, because just the fact that I had somebody as toxic as AJ on my channel, it's like, I didn't say it, but I allowed him on my channel, and I felt bad about that because I found out how horrible of a person he is. And somebody from his past actually reached out to me, and they know so much. So I know they're telling the truth because I had gotten to know the guy over time. But the stuff that this person told me, I'm not going to publicly put out there. I'll just say he is way worse than I could have ever imagined. And I'll just leave it at that.
You know, he had a good interview with, remember the military guy that came on?
Oh, Chris Flynn?
Was that the one?
Yeah, Chris Flynn, yeah.
He was a great interview because this guy was just like peripherally martial arts, but real military. And I enjoyed his interview. It was like crazy. I'm not going to go into the context of it, but
you know what's crazy? There was a producer from HBO that had reached out and wanted Chris and Frank to basically debate on like some documentary segment. That would have been huge, way bigger than anything I could have ever done on YouTube. But neither man, for their own reasons, really were interested in, unfortunately. So that never really went anywhere.
Yeah, I've called out some people for interviews also, but whatever.
Yeah, you wanted to get Frank Dukes for an interview, and that would be phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be good. Maybe that will happen someday. Let's see. What other questions? Oh, okay. Maybe you could. Frank Dukes versus Joe Biden. Who wins?
Well, corn pop in the backyard getting hit by Joe Biden. I don't know. Joe's supposed to be pretty tough.
I got to give it to Frank, man. Joe Biden's just like, he doesn't even know what planet he's on, in my opinion.
I know. It's sad. It's sad.
It is what it is, but it's, you know, the world's probably laughing at us. Lon's Cardio and Fitness. What martial artist in America would be a match for one-armed boxer kung fu film? The challengers were the two Shaolin monk lamas, two Thailand's best Thai boxers, an Okinawan karate expert master, and this comment's all over the place, man. I don't even know what he's asking to be.
I don't know. You know, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But guaranteed they'll find somebody.
All right. What else do we got? We got just a couple more here. Oh, did Alan train with any pro boxers?
Yes.
Oh, you got the Oak Tree guy.
Yeah. I've had other guys too.
Yeah.
I actually used to teach him a little bit of Wing Chun to get them to close quarter. There was a guy named Chiquita Rivera, if anyone knows, he was a lightweight. And he kind of started winning like crazy because it wasn't my student. He was another guy, a friend of my student. And he was able to get that 1-inch punch type technique in, and he was knocking guys out like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got a record, you know, I don't know what happened to him, but he did have a good pro record.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let me just scroll through these. Frank Dukes from Bloodsport versus the real Frank Dukes. Who would win? So is he asking Van Damme or Frank Dukes? I mean, that almost sounds like what the...
Okay. Period. Van Damme is why Bloodsport became famous, not Frank Dukes.
A lot of reasons. Van Damme, huge part of it. You know, like all the stars just aligned because Frank Dukes, it was an amazing story. Obviously, Sheldon Lettich and Frank Dukes working together did amazing.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. There's some similarity, but even the soundtrack and the score added so much. That movie would not be the same without Paul Herzog. It just wouldn't. No, and then that unique editing style that Van Damme helped with. There's so many things that just went right? Yeah. But Frank, obviously, he gets credit too, along with these other guys.
Van Damme was definitely someone that had to be found. Okay, his arts were great. Now, I don't know if people know about where Van Damme was found. He was from Belgium. Okay, I knew people who knew him and was in Belgium. Okay, I'm not going to go to things I know about him or whatever, but he slept in front of Chuck Norris's driveway. In his car.
I don't doubt it, man. He was sleeping in his car, so he probably slept all over the place.
But he slept in front of Chuck Norris's house. And Bob Wall and Chuck would take him in and fight, play with him and fight with him. So the guy paid his dues.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't written on paper. It was written in the gym.
Yeah, it took 6 years for him to do anything. So, yeah, he was struggling back then. Results may vary. Do you hope, Alan, that will someday have a respectful martial arts film made by a director with passion for this genre who wants to bring back the nostalgic feeling we grew up to love? So I think there's directors now, like probably Isaac Florentine and others, who do have a real passion for the genre. They're not really bringing back that nostalgic film, in my opinion. But
I heard Cannon Films are coming back and was going to put some good directors on.
Oh, yeah, there are talks about that. I may know a lot about that. I'll cover on the channel in the future, but yeah, that's the company to do it and get that nostalgic feel, man. And
Sheldon Lennox is actually working my weekend. They're working on the TV series, which will be Warrior Island.
Wait, what is he doing?
Okay, he's writing the script for a movie and a TV series called Warrior Island by James Jefferson. Okay, I'm involved in the project also since the beginning, but it's a serious deal. He's going to be walking away with a check that weekend.
Wow. Yeah, okay, so he's another name that's going to be at the event, of course.
And directing it. He's going to direct it, Sheldon.
Yeah, Sheldon's coming back, man. Sheldon is coming back in in quite a few projects from what I know, including something that I know very closely about, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Very good one. But yeah, this Warrior Island sounds cool, man. But okay, what else do we got? Oh, has anyone actually read The Secret Man front to back? I own a copy and it's insane. It's like a James Bond novel. I had a limited run and it's kind of hard to find. I mean, I got a copy back here. I haven't read it front to back though.
Go on eBay, you'll find them all over the place.
Yeah, you can find them used. But did you actually read it front to back or not?
They never. Yeah. I grew up.
You couldn't get through it?
Well, here's the point. It's documented that most of the photos in the book are not real photos. I'll just say that. Other people actually owned those photos and took pictures, and then they were used in a different content, which is the book. And literally, I can give you a half a dozen photos that are fake. Not fake, they're real, but they were from a movie set or just something.
Yeah, Sheldon's Lettich's firefight movie, which is interesting because, again, I talk to everybody. So Frank will say, well, they messed up. The publisher, they weren't supposed to put that caption. That was a photo from the firefight film, but they
how could you not know what's happening when it's your book? How could you not know when it's a movie they're doing about you? How could you not watch a video of supposedly you fighting and say, I don't know who that is? Maybe me, maybe it isn't me. So my point of the matter is, how bad is your goddamn memory? that everything is in a different context.
I guarantee you it's better than Joe Biden's. But this guy, Perry Fan, what do you think of Dolph Lundgren's martial arts skill? I think he's phenomenal. There's footage of him Kyokushin fighting back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's Drago, man.
Like this year, I have the National Kyokushin Kai fights at my event.
Nice. That's cool, man. Skystar, how would you get into the film business if you're unknown? What do you think?
Hey. It's a wish on a star. It's not
basically easy. Get known somehow.
Yeah, you gotta get known. I mean, you gotta be around, you gotta meet people. Mm-hmm. There are so many talented people that never get into the film industry because they didn't meet the right person.
Mm-hmm. Networking is huge, and anybody can do something on social media. There's a lot of great martial artists, a lot of great fitness guys. Post monologues, man. You're not really going to stick out these days, I don't think, as just the martial arts or fitness guy. I think you need acting if you really want to break through and get something good. So work on some monologues. Maybe someone will notice you, man, as you grow up like an Instagram or a TikTok following. That would be what I would say these days. All right. What else do we got? Let's see. Okay, that's just a comment on that. And then seeing if there's any more questions. Statham versus Dolph. A lot of people like these hypothetical matchups, man. I mean, Dolph Lundgren is freaking huge compared to Statham, but what do you think?
You know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It depends on the guy to the other. If he's bigger or stronger, whatever, he gets close to him. There's, you know, Jason's an excellent martial artist, though. He really is.
No doubt.
In great shape.
And he was like an ex-Olympic diver. So you're talking about an elite athlete. I mean, at the top level in the entire world. So the guy's got something, man. Mm-hmm. And you don't get to that level if you don't. Is the current generation just missing time and money to make movies, or do they need other ingredients?
I would say other ingredients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's stories of Robert Rodriguez shooting, I forget which film, but for $5,000. It's like that's all he had back then, and he blew up, right? I forget, Once Upon a Time in Mexico or something related to the Desperado franchise. Mm. So it's not the money issue. Oh, here goes one. There's just a couple more comments here. What's your favorite Dolph Lundgren film if you had to choose one title, Alan and Viking? I'll let you answer this one first, Alan.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to answer it. I liked a lot of his movies. Mm-hmm. I liked him in Expendables.
Sure.
You know? I thought he played that dumb. He was a guy who's very intelligent, and he just played this dumb oaf. But he did a lot of great movies.
Well, anybody would obviously have to mention Rocky IV.
Yeah.
And then Universal Soldier, but I kind of like I like Showdown in Little Tokyo because he teamed up with Brandon Lee. So he had a bigger role than he would have in Rocky IV. Rocky IV is obviously a better movie, but it's more of a Dolph movie with Brandon Lee, right? Showdown in Little Tokyo. Check that out if you haven't seen it. That's a fun one. And then let's just do one more question here. Oh, Stephen Williams. Yeah. What's your favorite Steven Seagal movie, Alan?
I forgot the name of the one who was a boat. He was a cook on the boat.
Oh, Under Siege.
Under Siege, that's it. I like that movie. I thought it was great.
Oh, yeah, and I'm glad they made a sequel when he was on a train, and there's still talks. If he's ever going to make a comeback, it's going to be with Under Siege 3.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I hope he does. Anyway, man, we have answered a lot of questions, so we'll just wrap it up here. And, guys, make sure to check out the event. January 27th, 28th, and 29th, right? Atlantic City, Tropicana?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you can catch it right on Facebook. I'm always on there. Just, checking people write me. It's just Alan Goldberg. I got a cowboy hat on. Just hit me up.
I'll link Alan's profile on Facebook and then the website, which I think is actionmegahoh.com, right?
Exactly.
All linked in the description below. You guys should check it out. And thanks for watching us live. And thank you, Alan, for coming here. This was a lot of fun.
This new live thing is good for you. I like it.
I'm going to do more of them, man. And hopefully you'll be back to do some of these.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Alan.
Honored.
Thanks, guys.